Hey, good morning, everybody. I, Chair Chris Baier, call the Board of Boiler Roll hybrid meeting of September 10th, 2024 to order at 9:31 a.m. Debbie, please call roll.
Thank you. In the room, Chair Chris Baier.
Here.
Vice Chair Julie Rapp is excused. Jason Anderson, connected virtually.
Here.
Patrick, it looks like we're having sound issues. Thank you. Corey Dunn is excused. Ryan Garvey, connected virtually.
Here.
Thank you, Ryan. Richard Engle in the room.
Here.
Thank you, Richard. Patrick Lamb, connected virtually.
Here.
Thank you, Pat. And Paul Langley, also connected virtually.
Here.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum.
Thank you, Debbie. This time, is there any changes to the amended agenda or order of business? Hearing none, I, Chair Baier, roll the amended agenda and order of business approved as posted. I roll the draft minutes of June 4th, 2024 final. Our next scheduled meeting is December 3rd, 2024. Ian, would you like to address any public comment?
Thank you, Chair Baier. Ian Paik, Analyst with the Division. We received one request to provide general public comment to the board. Mr. Greenway, are you connected, and would you like to provide general public comment to the Board of Boiler Rules? Okay, I'd like to take a moment here just in case there's anyone else online that is connected that would like to provide general public comment to the board. Hearing none, that concludes general public comment. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Chief Clerk, would you like to give us your update?
I would. Thank you, Mr. Chair. For those online, this is Tom Clark, Chief Boiler Inspector with Building Codes. A couple things to go over today. First, we'll take a look at the program stats. Hopefully you all got a copy of those. As you can see, overdue numbers are trending down. I think that's in part due to the season. It's summer. A lot of boilers are opened up and ready for internal inspection, things like that. So I think we're getting caught up a little bit. We've had a few months now where we've had a full complement of inspectors, all fully trained out in the field. So I'm happy to see some progress on the overdues, and I hope we continue to trend down. Next thing I want to talk about, so you may remember from our last meeting, and for those of you who were attending the Code Adoption Committee meeting, that there was some interest in adopting language regarding carbon monoxide detection. And there's a very small portion of MBIC Part 1 that discusses carbon monoxide detection in fuel-fired boiler rooms. And we being the division, shared with the board that we weren't able to adopt that language because gas detection systems fall under the purview of the structural code. And so we were asked by the board to reach out to the structural code and kind of make a connection between the two boards as to what you guys would like to see adopted in their codes. And I have some good news in that regard. So it just so happens that the new International Building Code already has language in it that allows for carbon monoxide detection in spaces where there is carbon monoxide generating equipment, which would include boilers. And so far, that language has passed their code adoption committee. It has yet to go before the Building Code Structures Board, but right now we don't foresee any reason why that language would not be approved. So if it is approved, that would be effective October 1st of next year, 2025. So the boiler program won't be able to enforce that language, but we'll be aware of it and we'll be able to inform customers when we see a potential issue with it so they can get in touch with their local building code officials. So good news all around on that. And speaking of code adoption, our code adoption process is moving along very quickly here. We had a public comment period. We received no public comment on the code adoption process, so we're working with filing, and we should be ready to go live October 1st. And then the last thing I wanted to share is just a slight update with our staffing. We have kind of created a new role within the program. Well, kind of brought back to life an old role, so to speak, and that is the Assistant Chief Boiler Inspector. So I'm happy to announce that Bob Graham, who's been an inspector with us for years, has offered to step up and fill that role. So he'll mostly be learning under me and just getting a feel for what it's like to be the chief inspector, and then he'll be filling in when I'm out of town, traveling for committee meetings or if I'm on vacation, that kind of thing. So I think it's a really great tool to have in the program, someone who can fulfill the role and duties of a chief when the chief's not available. So we're looking forward to have Bob fill in that role. And unless there are any questions, that is all I have to share, Mr. Chair. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Moving on to, looks like, new business. Review the recommendations for continuing ed courses and instructor. Ian, would you like to discuss this?
Thank you, Chair Baier. Ian Paik, Analyst with the Division. With this agenda item, the Division requests the Board's consideration of Chief Boiler Inspector's continuing education recommendations. This September, Chief Clark reviewed 18 applications from 3 organizations. 11 courses were recommended for approval, and 7 instructors were also recommended for approval. This agenda item will require a motion, examples of which are included in your agenda packet. Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Can we get a motion?
Motion to approve. Motion to approve Chief's recommendations for approval or denial of courses or instructions.
I'll second the approval motion.
Thank you, guys. Debbie, would you take the vote, please?
Yes, sir. Paul Langley,
I approve.
Patrick Lamb, Patrick, we're voting on the approval of the continuing education courses and instructors. Patrick, you're muted.
I approve.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Richard Engle,
Approve.
Brian Garvey,
Approve.
Jason Anderson,
Approve.
Chair Chris Baier.
Approve.
Mr. Chair, the motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Debbie. Looks like we have no announcements. Gosh, this was a quick one, folks. There being no further business, the meeting is adjourned at 9:40 a.m. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.